Hey, what's up everyone? It's Pierre DV here. So I wanna give my impressions of the CRF 1000L Africa Twin. The bike is from November 2016, so next year she's gonna be 4 years old, and I've been owning the bike myself for a year at this point. I've done some good, bit of everything with her. So I did some off-road, some long-range touring, daily commutes, and here's the breakdown on what I think I like and I don't like about the Africa Twin. So let's start this long-term review. Alright guys, so you may know from watching the previous videos, I bought the bike was, I bought her used, and she came with quite some stuff, namely the Tubeless Modification for the rims, reworked suspension. She's fully armored by Touratech, as in upper, lower and a skid plate, extended foot pegs. There's an helicopter circling around my house. They're searching for me. So side stand, expansion, the handmade toolbox, reworked seat. She has been, the foam inside is much more than the stock one, and Termini Exhaust. So there's quite a bit of stuff on the bike. Risers, my legendary bag that I apply on every bike. Touratech mount for the GPS. So there's quite a lot of stuff. All right, let's start with the most basic thing. So, is the bike actually comfortable with the modified stock seat? What can I say? It's okay, I guess. Not really a big improvement. Yeah, the seat is more sustained, as it offers a much more upright position in conjunction with the handlebar risers you see up there. There we go. Here. So yeah, not complaining, nothing, not a major, improvement. Now, continuing with the ergonomics, I talked about the handlebar and that it mounts on risers. Now, I love the heightened, handlebar position when I ride off-road, but for daily commute or long-range touring, they keep me in a position where I have to stand with my elbows way, upper than normal. So I don't know, I'm evaluating on actually, removing them and see which is the lesser evil, if I want to prioritize off-road or actual, actually being comfortable in when I do a long trip or I use the bike every day. Now, while we are in this zone, you can see my Africa Twin doesn't have the stock handguards from Honda. So she's equipped with bark busters, and what can I say? I think they're the best handguards on the market. Obviously, they are much focused on protecting the rider doing off-road, being, reinforced, and they're awesome. They do basically nothing against the wind, and coupled with the fact that my Africa Twin didn't came with heated grips when I ride in very chilly situation like in winter or deep fall or autumn, as we say here in Europe, it's a bit of a problem for my hands, because after a little, the cold actually makes them numb and unresponsive. So, great protection when you're doing off-road, not so much when you actually have to use the bike for touring during cold season. So while we're still on the front of the bike, I want to address a little issue I have. So as you see, my bike comes with the extra reinforcement frame for the dashboard and the GPS mount by Touratech, on which I attached my TomTom Rider GPS. All right, it's great, but after, I don't know, I think I am around 48,000 kilometers, I've noticed, and I'm trying to show you guys as well, that this screw actually cracked. So it's broken, as you guys can hopefully see. Right now, everything, holds up. They're still there, they're still in place. And focus. And I'm okay with that, but I have to keep keep it under watch, because if it breaks, I may lose my GPS and everything while riding, and it's not the most ideal case. Almost the last thing where we'll on the front of the bike, my bag from OJ has been a lifesaver in many occasions, many more than I wish I had to try, and I still gotta recommend it. 29 euros, completely waterproof, even if technically it shouldn't be waterproof, but I kept my phone in it, and even after washing the bike, the phone was absolutely, dry. And you can tell I've used this thing, because originally it was black, but due to the sun and everything, it should be of this color, basically, dark black. Due to the sun and everything, it's become this violet purple thing, so super recommended. It's a lifesaver. Now, front of the bike, let's talk about the Tubeless Modification I have for my Africa, which is made by, I don't know if I can find the sticker. I think it's up there somewhere. Yeah, it's super comfortable. Gotta love not having to worry about the tube inside the rim. I gotta keep them checked though, because lately I keep losing pressure on both the front and the rear. So I gotta keep those in check, but so far so good. And keep in mind, this modification has 3 years at this point. So yeah, it's okay. I would like to tell you how the crash bars perform, but luckily I haven't crashed, so at least there's that. One thing I hate though, while still at the front, you can see this is the OG windscreen, and I think I have to buy a new one, because this one has been totally destroyed by the sun. I tried cleaning it with the product I use to, cleaning my headlights and everything, but still, if you can see, it's so cooked, it's so worn out and damaged by sun, sand, and everything that at this point is totally destroyed. And the only thing left for me to do is actually to replace it. Now, here's one of the things I actually hate about the Africa, which are those goddamn foot expansions for the OG, the original foot pegs. So as you can see, you keep the standard foot pegs and you basically bolt on this expansion, which sound great on paper, but when you move the bike, so let's say it's parked and you have to move it to get out of the parking lot or whatever, just an example. This part keeps beating on your back leg, and it's super annoying, super, you know, it kind of hurts actually. So I need to find better foot pegs, which aren't as massive, because those things are actually huge. Or for the time being, I just removed this thing. I really hate it. Quick mention of the handmade toolbox. It's actually awesome. Super waterproof. If I didn't buy the bike with this thing, I would actually would go out and make one myself, because this thing is super useful. I keep there all my, you know, spares like the zip ties, lube, false chain ring for the chain. So everything that really could potentially save my trip, it's in there. Other side of the bike, we have the Termini Exhaust. Long-term impression, the sound is actually amazing. It's, you know, much more deep and gurgly compared to the stock one, and the exhaust looks amazing. It sounds amazing and it saves weight, so it's pretty, you know, modification. Now the thing is, if this thing wasn't already on the bike by the time I bought it, I bought the bike, I don't think I would actually you know, buy a Termini Exhaust, because their prices, guys, they're just, you know, out of this world. I know they're top quality and I can see that, but I don't know. I've tried and tested a lot of exhausts, even on my GS 800, or the back then when I had the Triumph Tiger XC, and had a lot of amazing exhausts for like a third, if not a quarter of the price. And I, you know, not really interested in showing off that I have a Termini exhaust. And so guys, we reached almost the end. Now, a couple quick consideration after I leave. So, as you can see, guys, the bike has 42,509 kilometers. Of those, I did roughly 8,000, give or take. And what can I say? I love the engine. Those 95 horsepower are really, you know, well distributed along the curve, the RPM range. Fuel consumption, I still have to, you know, quite put my finger on it, because the Africa is a bit, you know, peculiar, or rather peculiar. You know, it's old school, as in, you give it all you got, you go pinned in second gear, third gear when you're off-road, and this bike does, you know, 9.5, 10 kilometers per liter, which is okay, you know, it's okay, because basically you are full throttle all the time, and of course the engine would suck fuel like there's no tomorrow, right? While doing touring, I've managed an average of, you know, well, let's say from 18 to 21 kilometers per liter, which is okay. It's not obviously as good as the results I had on my F800 GS Adventure, with which I could average even 24 to 25 kilometers per liter. That was, amazing. But keeping in mind this bike is much more off-road oriented than the F800 GS, I can see while it's much more, aggressive even in its fuel consumption, as weird as that sentence may sound. So yeah, it's okay. I'm not complaining about fuel consumption. And so that's it, guys. Those are my thoughts on my Africa Twin 2016. It's a bike I actually love. I'm having fun, still having fun riding it. It's fun, it's comfortable, it's great off-road, and I mean, the GS was better in quite a few spots, as in, it was a better touring bike, more comfortable, more even for the passengers. So I don't think the perfect bike actually exists. So it's all a matter of finding, the right compromise for what you're trying to do, to search, what you're searching while riding a bike. You're having fun, you want to ride off-road, you're gonna have a much better time with the Africa Twin than with the GS. You do 80% long touring and the occasional, fire road or gravel road. The F800 GS Adventure is perfect. So that's it. Since I'm doing a little bit off-road lately, and I know I should record more of my trips, the Africa right now is the perfect bike. She's comfortable. I can still do long touring, but the one time I want to go out off-road and have fun, it's a better bike than the F800 GS Adventure. So that's it, guys. I love the Africa Twin. I'm having a lot of fun. Maybe next year there's gonna be a second bike in the garage, still made by Honda, and let's see. A lot of things have to go the way I want them to go, and I'll keep you guys updated. For now, thanks for watching. See you next time. Please subscribe, activate the bell icon to be notified of my very little video I release, so they don't get buried under hundreds of videos from better, video makers. So that's it, guys. Subscribe, bell, and put a like on the counter. See you next time. Bye.